So the next South Park season is almost here, and this is crazy to say because South Park has been on air longer than I've been on this earth. So you would think by now, a show that has been on air for so long would be cancelled and die off, but South Park is kind of like Bowser from the Mario games. You can't really kill him, no matter how many times he kidnaps your wife. And not only is South Park still having new seasons, but the show is thriving. Every few months, there's a new South Park clip going viral, or a Paramount special making headlines. Like in the last year, South Park went viral for making fun of Meghan Markle and the royal family, making fun of Andrew Tate and the resurgence of toxic masculinity, making fun of woke Disney for turning everyone black, gay, and trans, and making fun of Logan Paul and his brand Prime. And then when you look at other shows like Family Guy, The Simpsons, and American Dad, all of them either go viral for their older seasons or no one really talks about them, besides Family Guy, because Peter Griffin is finally in Fortnite, and I've been using that skin ever since.
Peter, this is the most reckless thing you've ever done.
Oh, come on, Lois. What about that time I was in Fortnite?
But let's get into the real reason why South Park will never die.
I can't die.
Oh yeah, good one. Mysterion can't die, and Iron Maiden is indestructible.
No, Stan, I'm being serious. I really can't die.
South Park has many reasons why it's never going to die, but there are two reasons that stand head and shoulders high amongst the others, and the first one is really cool. To put it into perspective, it takes the South Park writers anywhere from 2 to 6 days to make an episode. It takes Family Guy anywhere from 8 months to 1 year to make an episode, and it takes The Simpsons 6 to 8 months to make their episodes. But the South Park team can hammer it out in 1 week, usually much less than a week. South Park writers are like the Flash of comedy TV, but it makes total sense. There's a documentary out there on what it takes to make a South Park episode, and I would really recommend it. It's free on YouTube. It's called 6 Days to Air, and it's called that because South Park legitimately only has 6 days to air.
The background design department, and they'll all get a couple of days or 3 days or so to at least do their job. Everybody in here does all that, and in 1/10 of the time of a normal studio.
Usually Simpsons and Family Guy, those shows take like 8 to 10 months, and we're doing it, 6 days. No one does an animated show like this.
On Thursday, we get one scene, we jam it through the storyboard departments, we get the boards drawn, we get editorial to build that initial animatic. The guys will go in and record that scene.
Having 6 days to air puts a lot of pressure on them. Sometimes they just sleep in their office, and it's pretty insane. Obviously, South Park is a lot easier to animate than Family Guy, especially nowadays with current technology versus whatever the hell they were doing before that.
This is all for the pilot. So they'd put this mouth on, and then they'd shoot, 2 frames of film, and then they would take that mouth off. And then they would dab it like that. That's how sometimes they'd get coffee on the teeth. It took the guys 2 to 3 hours to do one shot. And it took pretty much all summer to do the pilot.
No, Kitty, this is my pet. No, Kitty's a bad kid. No, Kitty's my pet. Mom!
This is where Cartman gets the anal probe, and it's when that bright blue light comes in. He's laying in his bed right here. It's mostly Trey's style from high school and drawing. The style comes from his passion of Monty Python and the style that Terry Gilliam did in Monty Python. It was still animated, but you didn't have to draw every frame. We can just draw our characters, and some of the comedy comes from the crudeness of the animation.
Yeah, it took them months before, and the South Park team has said that they really don't like the first 3 seasons. First 3 seasons for them is worse than having their nudes leaked, and it's because it's very likely that they didn't have the 6-day model like they have now. They can make jokes and commentary about the news and viral topics right when they happen, or at least 6 days after they happen. So they're basically a cartoon podcast that releases whenever a news story comes out that they want to make fun of. Now the funny thing is, I actually didn't know this fact for years. So when I saw South Park making jokes about Red Dead Redemption 2 when the game came out in 2018, I was in complete shock. I was like, damn, did they predict that Red Dead 2 was going to be a worldwide phenomenon? Or is it just a brand deal? But no, turns out they were just playing Red Dead 2 while these episodes were coming out.
Dad, that thing we saw take Ned, it was Man Bear Pig. It was real.
What are you talking about? It was just a bear.
No, Dad. Why do you keep looking at the TV?
What? Why? I don't know. What?
You've been playing Red Dead Redemption?
This truly does get you. The first time you see something like that, it does freak you out, but it feels good knowing how they operate. And the reason why this is such a big advantage is because the other shows, like The Simpsons and Family Guy, they also make jokes about pop culture as well. But because it not only takes a year to make their episodes, they also have a lot more professionals in their team and have to fit it into a schedule months before, so the jokes come out months or even years later.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking now!
Listen up, everyone in the van. We're taking Tatum to the zoo.
The zoo?
The zoo? What, are we returning Chris? Hey, Meg, do you hear we're going to the zoo? What, are we returning Chris? Hey, Chris, we're going to the zoo. What, are we returning Chris? Keep my name out your mouth. Wow, dude, it was a zoo joke. Keep my name out your mouth.
South Park can make those jokes and episodes in days, and they have. They literally made an episode hours after Trump won the 2016 election, and South Park made an entire storyline about it, and it's really funny. But the South Park team didn't expect Trump to win, so they had to change up the whole season.
Okay, look, just vote for her. She knows politics. She really wants to put this country first.
My opponent is a liar.
Would you just please shut
and
up?
he cannot be.
Get out of your own way.
Cannot be trusted.
And one thing I do want to say, this season was pretty overhated. A lot of people say South Park Season 20 is bad, and I don't really agree. I kind of love it. I think it had some bad climax episodes, or at least underwhelming climax episodes, but overall, I actually really enjoyed Season 20, even though I don't think the writers themselves enjoyed it that much. But it's also not always just the topic of the news. Sometimes it's the topic that Matt Stone or Trey Parker are facing, and they think it would be a cool idea for an episode, and that's when we get some of the craziest and weirdest episodes in the show.
Because then Stan even showing up at Carmen's house going, we gotta hide Stan, and Carmen's like, why? And it's like, he agreed to the fucking iTunes terms and conditions. Like, what? You know, damn it. Did he read it? I happened to be downloading the new version of iTunes for the 400th time and was like, clicking on that agree thing. I'm like, God, you know, I wonder if there's anything really messed up in here that I'm agreeing to. Then we had this parody of Human Centipede that went into it. Let's just do a profile shot first, just sort of what really it looks like in Human Centipede. Let's see that as the side shot, and then let's also see it basically like Japanese guy head on with Kyle kind of peeking out back here, and then her back here. If we decide we're gonna go that route, we'll probably build a white walk cycle for it. And that was good.
And I think those ones are a lot harder to make, since whenever they make an episode on a political topic, you can tell which characters are going to do what, so Matt and Trey can get their points across. If a news topic has something to do with gender, then they add Wendy to the mix. If a news story has something to do with adults not caring, then they usually put Randy in the episode.
What happened at school today?
Oh, the school shooting?
Yes, the school shooting!
Oh yeah, some kid shot up the school.
Who shot up the school? Was it you?
No.
Did you get shot?
No.
Oh. Well, what's this about failing a math quiz?
If the news story is about race, well then they'll usually put Cartman in the episode.
He was on my ground. You all saw that, right? Everything inside the red line is mine. Inside the red line is, that's my ground. He was on it.
And we even see it to this day. Literally in season 26, we see Stan and Clyde use ChatGPT to talk to their girlfriends for them, and it's probably my favorite episode of the season. But I personally think that the best episodes are the ones where they have more creative freedom, where it's not a news story, but it's more about a reoccurring topic, rather than something that just happens, and then South Park makes an episode about it. Like in season 25, I really didn't like the episode they made about World War III, and Putin and Russia and whatever. Episodes like that are either a 10 out of 10, or quite the opposite, but I love it when they tackle a reoccurring topic, rather than a news story, like the Woke Hollywood episode recently, or the Logan Paul and Prime episode, or the Crack Baby Association.
So then what if Cartman starts a lucrative business of getting crack babies to play basketball?
Yeah. And he videotapes these crack babies, and it becomes really big, but he doesn't pay the crack babies anything.
Yeah. Because Stan's mom volunteers at the hospital where she holds crack babies, and Cartman sees a really great investment opportunity.
Yeah. The most successful businesses in America don't pay their labor.
Yeah.
Don't you understand,
It's
Kyle?
slave labor.
I see you're going to represent the crack babies against me. How much money are they paying you, Kyle?
No, I'm doing it pro bono.
What?
You're doing it just to get a fucking boner.
You know, I'd be fine. If you were doing it for money, I'd understand. But just to get a boner, Kyle, Jesus Christ.
And the second reason why South Park will never end is simply because they are still trying really hard. But usually when a TV show passes their 10th season, they stop trying. The writers either get lazy or just lose their passion, and the fans see it, so they leave. A good example is Family Guy. Family Guy is a show I watched the most of in my life, but Seth MacFarlane left around the time he started making the Ted movie, and you can really tell that the quality fell after that because he played such a major role in the earlier seasons. And not just that, but Seth MacFarlane has said that 7 seasons is what most shows can do before feeling stale, so when he left Family Guy, it felt stale ever since.
Even like having the thought of like it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Like you knew your time was done here.
Yeah, I think it was. I have sort of a vague memory of what my thinking was, but it's the same as it would be today. It's like if I'm halfway in it, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna feel like, shit, we gotta fix that. You know what? I'm just gonna come in and we'll do it together. And it just. I just my brain won't do that. I either got to be completely out or completely in. And when I was completely out, there was something freeing about it. I did have some concern for the future of the show, but it's somehow sustained.
Now that's not to say Family Guy is bad or unwatchable anymore, and it is ironic because as I was filming, Seth MacFarlane says he has no plans to stop Family Guy, and I'm very happy about that. Family Guy is a show I would love to see go on forever, because even though Family Guy lost its consistency, it still has banger episodes from time to time. But overall, you can tell that the passion for creating Family Guy episodes isn't the same passion for creating a South Park episode.
So sorry, Kyle, but I am starving. Which would you rather I eat? Should I eat the cuttlefish and asparagus or the vanilla pesto? Cuttlefish and asparagus? Very well, I will eat the cuttlefish. That's a cuttlefish and asparagus.
It's so funny. It's so stupid.
That the cuttlefish and asparagus is not sitting well. Oh no! Cuttlefish! Cuttlefish is about to come out of my asshole!
There is just too much soul in modern day South Park that other shows don't have. Like I can honestly say that in recent years, South Park has had some of its best episodes, especially the Paramount specials. Like I genuinely had tears coming out during this scene.
Becky's there! Becky's there! Hey, come on, fellas. We can't spend another holiday feeling bad for Eric. There's nothing that could have changed the path he was on.
Like it's insane that 25 years plus, there's still so many amazing moments and episodes that are a must watch for even the most casual South Park fan. You can tell that Matt and Trey are far from done. When it comes to adding characters and storylines and character development, you can tell South Park isn't just a show for them or even a legacy, it's truly a passion project for them and they just won't stop making it.
Dude, how did you pull all that off? ChatGPT, dude.
Now as I'm recording this video, we still have 2 Paramount specials that have to come out this year. We also have season 27 coming out this year and the South Park Snow Day DLC. So even though we are almost in May, we have a lot more South Park to come out and I'm really excited for it. This is the first year since 2019 where South Park most likely is going to come out in fall or winter, so that gets me even more excited because I love South Park during the Christmas and Halloween seasons. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more South Park videos coming out. So make sure to like, subscribe, and peace.